Hey guys, greetings. This is New York Dan here. After hours, I have a Maker's Mark glass. Yes, I got this for free at a car show that had a liquor store. They dip it in wax right in front of you. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the glass is loaded with ice, and I'm going to make a cocktail. Now, you may be saying, what does that have to do with a channel that's geared towards health? I'm going to explain this. I have some liquors here I'm going to show you right now, and I'm going to go over the concept. Okay, now there are a few strange liqueurs here that you guys may not know about. One is called Aperol. It looks really pretty, but this has a very bitter flavor. It's from Italy, and it actually was originally, at least, made with apricot pits to get that bitterness. Second one that has very much bitterness to it, Amaretto. Now, there's probably a lot of sugar syrup in here as well, but again, it was originally from Italy, made from almonds, but they're not the kind of almonds you'd find in Almond Joy or like a bag of almonds from the store. I'm going to explain this in a minute. The third thing I'm putting in is this chlorophyll. This stuff right here is white mulberry leaf extract, right? It's a dark green. It's loaded with antioxidants, and it also has a lot of copper in it. This is another thing that's very healthy. All this stuff, though, may in fact be controversial. Lime, the lime has many benefits, a lot of vitamin C in it. It's very healthy, the lime juice. Now, this right here, it's a scotch. Basically, this says blended, but it's like a single malt. I just happen to have this in my stash. This scotch, single malt, it has like a peat flavor. The reason I have that, there is a classic recipe that mixes the amaretto and the scotch 50-50, and it's called the Godfather. It's a classic cocktail. So what I did is I decided to improve upon that, and I have my other phone here where I actually had the, if I can bring it up, I have the information right here that I'm going to read to you about this. And this is one of the compounds we're going to talk about right here. And I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to explain some more here. All right, so this controversial compound, there's actual videos about this going back to the 70s. They knew about this. It could have possible anti-cancer effects. Okay, it's called Laetrile, if I'm not butchering that. Laetrile. And another name for it is amygdalin. Amygdalin. These are the compounds right here, if we can focus. It might be some weird effects. It might be backward, actually, depending how I have my camera set up. Anyway, I'm going to read about it. Okay, and by the way, the point of these compounds, they treat, and I can't say the word because I have a feeling it will be blocked out, or the scope, what I post will not even be distributed. It will be like blackballed. Only, I think the way it works, only people that are like medical doctors on the famous video platform, I think they're the only ones that can say a lot of this stuff in their videos. Otherwise, it will be blocked. So this compound here is supposed to treat what's known as like the big C, if you know what I'm talking about. It's anti-C properties. Okay. It says this compound has been used as a treatment. Another name for amygdalin, it is a bitter substance found in peach fruit pits such as apricots, raw nuts, lima beans, clover. Okay, it makes hydrogen cyanide, which is changed into cyanide when taken into the body. All right, sounds a little scary. The hydrogen cyanide is thought to kill the big C, thought to kill the big C, the cells. Okay, it is also called vitamin B17 for whatever reason. Kind of like, is there a bomber, an airplane, the B-17? Although it is not approved as a vitamin by the American Institute of Nutrition Vitamins. Okay. And it says it's given orally as a pill and can be given by an injection. Okay. It's interesting. This is very controversial. Originally, people were going to Mexico in the 70s to get this if they had a problem with the big C. One of the guys that may have done this was Steve McQueen, famous actor. He was in that race car movie, or a car movie called Bullet. He was in The Great Escape, different things. He was into racing. He ended up, he had asbestos hoods and stuff. Who knows? He got mesothelioma, a cancer around like the diaphragm lung area. So anyway, long story short, he went for a controversial route. He actually went to Mexico, and this may have been one of the things he was taking. But what actually he was doing okay, it was like the concept of giving the body the right nutrients, giving the body what it needs to cure the big C. But what happened was he had like a massive, his tumor or his growth, it made him look really fat. He had like, his belly went way out, and he actually had a surgeon he wanted him to get out as much of the material as he could. And they did this surgery, but any surgery is very risky. And he actually ended up dying from blood clotting or complications to that surgery. It's kind of sad. I happen to know that because I'm a movie buff. So anyway, I'm not saying that this thing is some kind of cure-all, but I just wanted to give you the concept that I was thinking about, the concept of it, right? Now this drink, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we mix it up. Also, the other beneficial thing it has in it, the copper. I listen to a show at night, Coast to Coast, AM. You can get it almost anywhere in the country. They have a pharmacist that comes on there, and he's repeatedly mentioned, by the way, these birds are going crazy. When I talk, they talk. I'll show you later. But anyway, the pharmacist, he's repeatedly saying if you have a copper deficiency, that leads to like white hair or graying of the hair. And they were saying on that show, I don't know how true this is, they were saying anyone that has white hair, they're really not supposed to have white hair. They simply are very copper deficient. Take it for what it's worth. Now, my channel here, it's for entertainment only. I'm not trying to make any claims. I'm not giving any, I'm doing this stuff. This is what I do myself. I'm not saying for anyone to do it. I'm just putting this out there. I thought this was an interesting take on the Godfather cocktail. And I'm actually going to name it the Father Dan, because I'm New York Dan, right? I have the other channel. You saw me make breakfast or my coffee with health stuff in it. Well, I've been out with friends, and one of my friends, he was busting on me. He took like a cocktail, the napkin, made like a priest collar, and he was saying, "Your Father Dan." Maybe because I'm very smart, but it's also a take on the, if you've ever seen Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta, right? His brother comes back. He left the priesthood. He hangs out with Travolta and his friends, right? And when he's out with them, they're coming to him for advice. They're like, "Father, I need advice. I need advice on this." One of his friends' girlfriends was having a baby. Something was going on. Check the movie out. It's a cool flick if you guys haven't seen it already. It's a classic. And you know I like disco. I have a playlist on my other channel, New York Dan. So anyway, let's get to crafting this cocktail that we're going to call the Father Dan. Now, I wanted to share this. It's not like I have this all the time, but we'll give it a share. Let me switch. Okay, so let's see. Where do we begin? Let's start with the chlorophyll. I give this a little shake. I store this in the refrigerator. You can get this. This one's called Nature's Way. You can get this at a vitamin shop. You can get it online. Sometimes even on Amazon, believe it or not. You can get a lot of supplements on there and they give you a discount if you do like it's called like an auto subscription. And you can always cancel the subscription too. You see, it's like very dark stuff, right? Like India ink almost, right? Well, it's like a greenish color. Let's see here. I'm going to pour that in here. Now, the lime, that's going to take a little footwork, a little doing to get that done. But yeah, you can see how dark that stuff is. It's got, it's not the best tasting stuff. It's not terrible if you're used to it. It's got a little bit of a minty flavor in it. Minty, a little minty. You'll see if I like, you'll see. It's like greenish. I don't know if it comes out on camera that way. So anyway, then originally the, oh, that thing's brand new. I can't even get the top off yet. Originally, The Godfather, I'm going to have to pause it while I get these tops. All right, that's better. Originally, The Godfather drink is supposed to be 50-50 scotch. I'm just eyeballing this in, okay, like that. Scotch and this amaretto. I shake these up a little bit first. Now, this amaretto does have a lot of sugar, I suspect, in it. The strange thing about alcohols or liquors, they're not going to tell you, even wine, they're not required to tell you. Like all the labels tell how much food, the ingredients of food are, like the sugars and stuff, the calories. They don't have to do that with the liquors. Oh, I can smell the bitterness of that. Now, this stuff is really bitter. I'm going to pour a little of this in. This is just a little bit of this. This is going to like be over the top bitter. Now, the concept was this Liatrol, it supposedly got into the cells, or that compound it makes, and it prevented the big C from growing. What if there was a tumor, it wouldn't grow that much, and then it would prevent it from also spreading. That was the concept. That's what they were talking about. Now, hey, I leave the comments open. It's an open forum. If anyone knows what the compounds are that they actually put in these liquors to get the bitterness, if these have real apricot pits crushed, real almond pits. Now, I would imagine that you could actually do this yourself. Being that this is from pits of things that are available, you could probably press these or do this yourself, but it's a matter of the dosage. Now, I'm not giving any advice. This is for entertainment only, right? This is something that I crafted up. It's kind of just like a concept, right? So whatever you do is your own liability. I'm not advocating any of this. This is like entertainment. I thought people might want to see this kind of concoction, what I'm doing, what I do. And I'm just having this, it's almost like a, it's a drink to sip on. It's like a regular alcoholic drink that you would enjoy, but it may possibly have some kind of benefit to it. All right, so I got the lime cut up here. I love lime. By the way, if you want, use some organic honey. If you want to make this drink a little more sweet, you got to taste it and see what your interpretation is. If you need more sweetness to it, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be bitter, but it's got a unique taste with that scotch. So, guys, I put in all of those lime slices. I squeezed them. I put the juice in here, and then I got a spoon out to kind of mix this together. This is what it looks like, guys. The Father Dan. Now, I'm going to taste it right now. I did not put in any honey. I may need to do that. We're going to see what this concoction tastes like. All right, guys. Hey, bottoms up. Cheers. Actually, this is a drink you just sip on. Definitely don't try to chug this. It's a very strong drink, by the way. Father Dan, it's nothing to mess around with. Dare I say this might be a stronger drink than the Godfather. Ooh, that is definitely different. But you know what? With the lime, I think I'm onto something with this concoction. It's got the peaty taste of the scotch, and the lime gives it just the right amount of zing and sweetness to balance out the bitterness of those other liqueurs with the bitter almond. It's not bad. This would be good to sip on if you're eating maybe eating something with it. Maybe a good steak. If you do like a filet mignon or something. It might not be bad. By the way, the types of almonds in there, if I didn't mention it before, it's not the kind of almonds you get in like Almond Joy or a bag at the store. These almonds are bitter almonds. You might be able to get them on the internet, right? You can get almost anything on the internet. They have that compound in it that it contains like that hydrogen cyanide. You can't eat. Some people say they eat a few of them a day or something. You have to have a very small amount. It could be dangerous. Now, I'm not saying to have any of these. I'm just telling you the information. I have not personally ordered bitter almonds or tried getting those. Okay? But from what I hear, there are some people that say that that's like a health secret if you get these bitter almonds and you have just maybe a couple of them each day. I don't know. But this drink, let me know if I'm on the right track. If anyone has expertise in this, am I full of it? Being that the $1 million question is like these liqueurs, if they're old world and they're supposedly made with this stuff, the natural ingredients, that's one thing. But if they just use a chemical to like make the bitterness, they don't really have the almonds or the peach pits or apricot pits in them, the extract, then it might not be, the compounds just might not be in there. And also the copper, well, I know that does contain copper, the chlorophyll. And it's a good way to combine it. It tastes pretty good, this drink. So let me know, guys. Hey, give me the thumbs up for this original creation here. The Father Dan. Let me show you these birds for a second since you've been hearing them chirp this whole time. Hey, here we go. Here's one of these little rascals right here. That's Kubrick. Hey, Kubrick. How you doing, buddy? But the real songbird, I'll show you the real songbird. This bluebird right here, he's the real songbird, and this yellow bird. These little birds, the deal is these are both male birds, and they sing. These are songbirds, let me tell you. They're probably making like 90% of the chirping when my video is going on. Anyway, Yeah, they look real cute. So guys, I'm going to get a snack and sip on this delicious Father Dan. I'll see you guys in the next one.